The only way you'll overcome your fear of failure is if you try. Welcome or welcome back. It's your favorite mental health specialist, High Guidance, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. You have to realize that when we want to do certain things, we are the only people who are holding ourselves back. Now, of course, in the beginning, when you're starting something or you want to do something, you may not have everything figured out, and you may feel like because you don't have the resources or the tools or the education or the finances that it is so impossible for you to become successful, and that's not true. What has helped me along my healing journey was to realize that if I want to do something that I never done before, I have to be okay with going through the ups and the downs. I have to be okay with not knowing in the beginning and just honestly embracing every single day that I have. So you have to realize a lot of times we have these fears because of our projections. We have these fears because of our past experiences. We have these fears because of societal pressures. So the first thing you need to do in order for you to actually overcome your fear is go to the root. As your favorite mental health specialist, I am here to trigger and challenge you as well as inform and educate you to become the best version of yourself. And in order for you to do that, we have to understand why do you feel, failure? Like, where is the fear coming from? Was it because the way that you were raised? Was it because the way you grew up? Was it because of lack of support? Was it because you, like I said, didn't have the resources? That truck is so loud, you guys. Like, I can't stand that. Anyways, is it because of not having the support? Like, you need to be able to identify why you have this fear, and most importantly, how it makes you feel. So a good way to do this is to express what you're afraid of and why. So if you are afraid to lose weight, why are you afraid to lose weight? An example of this would be, I'm afraid to lose weight because nobody else around me wants to lose weight. I don't know how to lose weight. I don't know what to do to lose weight. Like, you have to learn how to identify, communicate, and articulate what it is that you're feeling, so therefore you can process what has happened to you and then realize if you believe it or not. Because honestly, 99% of the time we have fears because of projections, so what we were exposed to, what we were taught. And if you are in an environment, in a community where it's low vibrational, it's toxic, you don't have support, it's common for you to shrink yourself and not want to do things that you've never seen before, but you have to know that it's possible. So the second thing I want you to do is ask yourself, do you genuinely believe that about yourself, or is it something that somebody said to you? Like, do you really doubt yourself, or is it because of your family members, your friends, your community? Like, when you can reframe your thoughts as well as your emotions when it comes to failure and the opportunity, you can then realize, okay, what can I do to start to become successful? Now, as you're challenging your negative thoughts, as you're identifying, these old recognitions and these old patterns, you have to, like I said, you guys, I'm still underneath the weather. You have to be able to be patient. Learning to overcome your fears, if you're the first person in your family or in your environment or in your community, is not common. And I need you to know that it's not light work. Like, wanting to lose weight when everybody around you doesn't prioritize their weight, wanting to get yourself out of poverty, wanting to be a content creator, just wanting to do things that are unfamiliar, unseen, is not light. So you have to really decide, if you are going to overcome your fears, that you cannot allow anybody who is not contributing into your success, into your goals, or who is doing the things that you do affect you. Because a lot of times the company you keep is going to be based off of who you know and what you know. And what I mean by that is, if you have people that are around you who are afraid and insecure and doubt themselves, and you tell them that you want to lose weight, you tell them that you want to get yourself out of poverty, a lot of times they are going to project or deflect from their experiences because they are afraid, or simply because they're envious, and that's what you don't want to do. So you guys, give me one more second. I'm writing something down. So you need to stop sleeping on yourself. You have to realize that practicing self-compassion and learning how to do things that you've never done before, like I said, it's not a lightweight. If that was the situation, everybody would be successful. Everyone would be going after their dreams. So the third thing you have to do is reevaluate who's around you. And you have to be okay with creating distance and tuning out the noise and the distractions and letting people say what they need to say, because as you take every single step, as you realize what's in your control, as you continue to show up for yourself, you're going to push through the limitations, you're going to push through the blockages, and anything that anybody's ever said about you is just going to be their opinion. And you need to realize that you don't need to listen to everybody when it comes to advice, including myself. Take what resonates, leave the rest. But it's like, I don't listen to people who are not trying to elevate or in the direction that I am meant to be in. And every single person who did not add value or who was not on the same frequency as me has been removed out of my life and is being plucked out like every second, every moment. Like, you have to know that when you decide to face your fears, like, it could feel scary, you can be unsure, you can have your doubts, but if you are doing something every single day, you're going to get to where you need to be. And even when you feel like giving up, the best thing that you can do is slow down and relax. Like, speaking from experience, when you're pushing yourself out there, when you're being a content creator, when you're starting a business, when you're losing the weight, when you're doing the things that you want to do, like, because it's unfamiliar, you have all these thoughts. You could be an overthinker, you could be anxious, and it's just like, in order for you to let go of the overthinking and the anxiety and the depression, you just have to take every single day for what it is, because we cannot rush the time. If we were able to rush the time, if we had control over time, things would work out when we want them to. And that's another thing. You have to be okay with allowing things to happen in divine timing. If you believe in God, ancestors, the universe, even if you do, even if you don't, you guys know I don't force spirituality or religion onto you. Speaking from experience, our timing is not divine timing. So a lot of times we have these dreams, we have these goals, and we get frustrated because things are not happening when we want to. But it's just like, a lot of times you still have more to put out. You still have to keep persevering and be determined. And in the end, you have to know that you putting all this time, energy, and effort is gonna pay off. And it's difficult to see that when you're going through it. I'm gonna be completely honest, it can be very difficult, even though we just made a video talking about how we're gonna get rid of those words. Like I said, healing is a process, you guys. It's not a one size fit all. It can take your entire life, it can take years, it can take days, weeks, months. Once again, it all depends on the time, the energy, and the effort you're able to put in towards yourself. So it's like, you're gonna overcome your fears by taking every single day for what it is. That's like learning how to swim, learning how to drive, and not being worried about what people say about you. So the fourth thing you need to do is just set, excuse me, you guys, I'm still pushing through. The fourth thing you need to do is set realistic goals. You need to be able to break down your small goals and understand that if you can complete your small task, you can complete your bigger task. So if your goal is to lose 50 pounds, you need to start off by just making sure you're exercising, making sure you're dieting, making sure you're educating yourself with the supplements and the nutrients and the foods that you need to do. You need to make sure that, depending on your schedule and your routine, that you are going to the gym or Pilates or yoga, or you invest into a personal trainer for a certain amount of days, for a certain amount of weeks, for a certain amount of months, for a certain amount of time, because you're not going to lose 50 pounds in a day. If you did not gain 50 pounds in a day, you're not going to lose 50 pounds in a day. And I may make that into a separate video, but we have to be okay with that. Like, we have to be realistic. Like, you don't have to be delusional. I don't preach that. I don't inform that to people because it's misleading, because there's nothing delusional about wanting to be successful. It's just, okay, if I work Monday through Friday, how many, minutes or hours on Saturday and Sunday can I work out, or am I willing to work out after work? Like, you have to like be realistic about your schedule. And I also made a consistency playlist, a 30-day challenge. I'll plug it somewhere here on the screen or in the description, breaking down what you need to do and when you need to do. So when you are embracing the unknown, you have to realize you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone. And when you are building yourself up from the ground, you have to make sure that you're surrounding yourself with people who want you to do well. And if not, if you have to do it alone, that you have, God, ancestors, and universe, you take that time to yourself. Or when you're alone, that you're resting. You do not have to rush. You don't have to feel overwhelmed. You don't have to compare yourself, because, like I said, we all have the same 24 hours, but we all don't have the same access to life. So in order for you to overcome your fears, you just have to be willing to start. You have to be willing to try, and you have to be honest about what you're capable of doing. If your goal is to clean your house by the end of April, you need to make sure that you're making time. You making sure that you have the resources, the cleaning supplies. You break down what room, what day, how long you're able to do things, and you're gonna get it done. Like, don't try to complete a big goal within a small amount of time, because that's how you get discouraged and disappointed. And most importantly, you need the stamina, and you need to be able to sustain what it is that you're asking for. So if you guys have questions, comments, concerns, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you're commenting below. Turn on your post notification bells. Make sure you're subscribed. Follow me on all social media platforms. All the information will be down in my description box below. And follow me on Instagram and on TikTok. I will be going live tomorrow, March 20th, Thursday, I think it is, on TikTok, answering you guys' questions and concerns, as well as if you're interested in a service or a session, head to my website at tyguidance.com. If you're not able to afford a session or a consultation, make sure that you DM me on Instagram and on TikTok and let me know on my story, where I post a poll about what topics you guys want to talk about, as well as the community section here on YouTube. But taking your time to overcome your fears will allow you to appreciate what you have to do in order for you to be this person. And honestly, knowing that the more you learn and get uncomfortable, the more you just do what you need to do daily, over time, you will see the results. You will become successful, okay? Until next time, you guys, I love you. Hopefully, my voice will continue to get better and I feel better, okay? Bye.